Hi guys, we are here today and this video will be showing the essential architecture equipment that you need and some of the ones that I got during my first year, which I feel like could be helpful for you guys. So I'll run through the basic equipment. So I'd say first main important thing is a scale ruler. So this we got in a drawing pack during uni and you can see the different scales, but I'll put a link in the description of where you can get it from, and it comes in a simple easy case to keep it clean. So this is really useful because during first year you do a lot of hand drawings and drawing with scale, which not a lot of people previously have experience with, so I'd say one of these is really useful. And then the other one is a roll of tracing paper. So I got mine off either eBay or Amazon, but I'll put the link in the description if any of you guys want to get some. And yeah, it's really good just for tracing things, and it lasts quite a while as well. I know there's cheaper alternatives. There's this yellow version which is cheaper to buy. I'll also put that in the description as well, but for me I just prefer the see-through one. And then this is a ruler. I don't necessarily need this at the end, this is a level which tells you if you're mainly for measuring, but the metal one is really good because model making you need one that doesn't cut through your ruler. So I also put a description of where you can find this as well. And then for the drawing pencil, I have an assortment that we got during one of the drawing packs. So in my pencil case I have a range of drawing pens. So Pentel ones are quite good as they have a variety of scale that you can see. And also this is quite a good one to get leads from as well. I'll put a link as well in the description. But drawing in different line weights is really important because to differentiate between different zones. So when you get to drawing floor plan, you need certain areas in a more heavier line weight. For example, walls, you might want them slightly thicker to recognize them compared to like doors or furniture, which are more like lighter line weights, more subtle, so it's not as distracting. And then another thing which I gained is a collection of different fine liners. So I'd say Unipin is quite a good brand for fine liners. They come in a variety of line weights, but I'd say these are really good and from my experience last quite long. And also Micron is another good brand, fine liners. They also come in a variety of tips and sizes. These ones I'd say they're slightly more expensive, but I've managed to find some that's selling them secondhand on eBay, so that's how I managed to get them quite cheap. And the Micron ones, they also do a variety of different colours, so I've only got a green and red one, but that's useful. And then in terms of drawing pens or pencils, I would say Rotring is quite a good brand. German brand, quite versatile. This one is a pen that I haven't used yet, which is quite new, but it's like a mechanical pencil. I'd really recommend those for drawing. And they also do a drawing set, which I haven't opened but I've had for quite a while. They do quite a good set, so I'd really recommend checking them out. And then also in terms of sketchbooks, I just got a basic one, a basic A4 sketchbook, so where I could present all my different styles, drawings, and I'd say an A4 one is quite good to be able to easily transport them. And also I did have a slightly bigger one. I got a drawing pack, slightly bigger, like A3 size, but it's just more of a personal preference because I like to use bigger scale to draw it. I just find it more easily. And then this is, I'd say, more of a bonus. You don't necessarily need it, but since architecture is more in first year, more hand drawing, I managed to find a second hand actually on eBay. It runs a Newton set, so this has a variety of markers which are quite good, different colours. So I'd say the top ones, they're more so pro markers. They're called pro markers, and then they have one tip here and then a slightly more thicker tip. And then the ones on the bottom, you have like a variety of brush pens. So I'm going to this one. So this one says brush marker, so it's more like a flexible tip, and then you also have more thicker one. It's just quite good. And then in terms of like some of the drawing that you can achieve, I'll try to find an example one that I've done. So this is what you can basically achieve with them through a range of practicing. I'd say they're really good for development or sketching views, just anything you really want to use them for. And I know you can get, the ones I have are alcohol markers, but you can get water-based ones. And then also in terms of model making equipment, I'd say first year is mainly more like sketch models or practicing. You practice making models because from my experience I didn't really have the experience model making, so most of it was just trying to gather any equipment I had. So what they recommended for us is, so you have an Amazon package that you ordered to save some of the cardboard, which is quite good and quite cheap and just really cheap to use, and you can use a lot of it for earlier models. And then another good one is this thin bar, which is quite good. It's called Mount Board. I'll put a link in the description of it, you can get it as well. And then also foam board. Most like architecture workshops at uni sell it, but you can also get them online. So this is a slightly thicker one. So basically it's like tape on the outside and foam in the middle. And then there's also a slightly thinner one, which I'd say is more flexible for model making. And these are quite used a lot for equipment. In terms of collecting like random equipment, I literally ordered something and then just literally saved a piece of cardboard, so that's what I recommend in terms of saving money. And then we also put this in a drawing pack, which lets you store some of your drawings. So any bigger ones like A1, because yeah, save it there, say if it's raining or you don't want it to get messed up or you don't want to carry a big A1 folder around. And I also put this in a description, but basically A1 drafting tube. And then in terms of laptops, I literally came in with a bad HP one that I was using for sixth form that was really meant for writing and stuff, which is not quite good in software. But halfway through my last, I got a Lenovo Legion, which is a gaming laptop, so it has quite a few different plugs in it, which is quite good. It has Beeple and things like that. And I'd say from what I've heard from my recommendation from other people, gaming laptops are quite good as they last quite long and they can run multiple softwares. They have various graphic cards, so from my experience, NVIDIA and RTX is quite a good graphics card and to run all the architecture software. But I'd say for the first year it doesn't really matter because you'd mainly be drawing and hand drawing, but I'd say the second year you probably would need a slightly more better laptop, but I can make a whole separate video on certain laptops depending on your budget if people find that useful. As I know when I was looking, I was really confused about what a graphics card even meant or how much storage you should have, so and that's my recommendations of the things you need for architecture school. Some of the basics you might need extra if you want due to your personal needs or preferences, but these are the key ones that I found particularly useful. I'd say you don't need to spend too much if you can get stuff second hand or lightly used, and I'd really recommend that. Even my laptop that I got was second hand, someone was just selling it who wasn't using it, so using platforms like eBay and things like that I'd say are really useful in just saving money during first year, as I know how expensive it can be just sourcing equipment and in the beginning when you're just starting out. So hi guys, thanks for watching and hopefully you enjoyed the video and found some of the information useful, and drop in the comments if you like the video or any future things that you would want me to record a video for, and have a nice day and thanks for watching.